In this video I am taking on my biggest challenge in Minecraft so far. I am transforming this huge dripstone cave into my own personal nether, covering the entire thing top to bottom in Netherrack, adding some biomes as well as moving a whole village in. This project took countless hours, but I think the end result will definitely be worth it. I always see other YouTubers start these mega projects and run out of building blocks very quickly. I'm not using any mods to calculate how much netherrack we will need for this. Therefore we're gonna go the opposite way. We are gonna collect way more than we need, fully, and let's get going. First thing first though is to figure out the best way to actually dig out that much netherrack. I want to be able to dig without having to deal with too many mobs, especially none that can kill me easily. The main ones I want to avoid are number 1 the enderman and number 2 the ghast. To get away from the ghast, I think the best thing to do is to dig up to the nether roof and just stay there. Then they can't see me or try and kill me. And if I only dig out a 2-block high space, I won't have to worry about endermen either, as they need 3 blocks to spawn. Then wearing something golden should get the piglins to leave me alone as well. Even though netherrack is insta-mineable, this will probably take me a while, so let's use the power of editing to jump into the future. I have been super busy collecting netherrack and I want to show you guys an update on how things are going. As you can see, we have already dug out a huge amount of space. Digging up near the nether roof has proved to be a superb idea and it's been quite easy overall. I want to show you guys an insight into how I've been going about collecting all the netherrack, so let's go to my current digging spot. I sometimes feel like this project is going super slow, but then I take a moment to look around and realize just how many blocks I've collected already. But let's get on with it. I find the best way to do this is to just run back and forth in a straight line. I've already cleared a small area further down, so now we just have to clear out a section here, and now we start digging. Turns out that breaking netherrack is the easiest part of this. It's the collecting and storing the blocks that is the hard part. As you can see, after disposing of the blocks in our inventory, we have to go running back to collect the rest of the netherrack, putting them into the shulker boxes, and then we have to start going again. But since I think this is probably quite boring to watch, I think I will cut it here and let's jump into the future again. I have decided to call the quits on Operation Netherrack. The results are in, and we have collected almost 300,000 netherrack. If that is not enough for this project, I will cry myself to sleep, as I have spent over 25 hours solely mining and collecting netherrack. But now let's start on the actual project, which is transforming this cave into the nether. Plan is to first just go around and light everything up, trying to get this as mob free as we can. Okay, of course there's a skeleton shooting at me as soon as I get down here. Might be a good idea to just create a viewing platform here to have a safe place to fly back to if I get attacked. I'm starting to regret picking this cave. It looks huge now that I'm actually about to start this. And this is the smaller one of the 2 caves. The other one is 3 times as big at least. Oh, but let's stop whining and light this thing up. We have lit everything up now, so let's jump down here put the music up and start placing blocks. I've spent a fair bit of time on this already and it's going quite slowly, but I've only done about half of the small cave, but I really like how it's starting to look. I do think the roof will be a pain in the ass to finish, but we definitely won't get a decent nether feel unless everything is covered in netherrack. I felt like I needed a bit of a break from placing netherrack, so I jumped into the nether and collected a bunch of lava buckets to give the place a bit more life. The lava's just gonna go in random places, but I think this hole here is gonna be the perfect place to start. Let's just get on top of a block here so we don't burn ourselves. I'm not gonna worry about filling it completely. I don't mind having a little bit of movement in the lava, but I think our break is over, so let's continue with this and I'll catch up with you when we have done some more. I decided on creating a custom roof underneath the actual roof of the cave. This way I don't have to clear all the dripstone, and also it is a lot easier to finish it like this, as building up to the roof to cover each block would take forever and wouldn't look any nicer, I think. The main goal is to still have the roof as high up as possible, as well as making it look somewhat natural. Okay, so I finished most of the roof and the smaller cave, but I thought I'd put a little bit of color in here, so I put down some of the warp forest blocks, and I was just gonna see whether I can bone meal the plants and make sure that I can actually, I can actually get the trees here. So let's just run around a bit and see how this is gonna look. This stuff looks so cool. I'm thinking about having that top shelf all warp forest and then creating the crimson forest down at the bottom level. But we are very close to finishing off this cave, so let's do our final push. There's just one thing we need to do now before we go on and add some details to the cave. We need a way in and out of it, so let's go get some TNT and blow shit up. I want the tunnel into the cave to be big enough to fly through easily, but not really anything more. So let's just do a 2x2 tunnel and fill it with TNT and let's see what happens. 3, 2, 1, and well, that turned out cool. So now we just have to cover this in netherrack, and then I think it's time to start adding to our crimson forest and warp forest. I really like how this came out, having the warp forest up on there on the plateau and then the crimson forest down here at the end of the cave. So let's start detailing this cave. While collecting all the netherrack, I managed to collect a double chest of all sorts of goodies, Got nether gold, quartz and more, so I think the best thing to do is just go around, sprinkle some of those all over the cave. But now we have to think about the village, how we're gonna get all these villagers in. I want it to feel like home for them, so we're gonna go back to the original village and borrow a few houses from there. Doesn't look like anyone's living in these ones, so let's just grab them real quick. Now that we have all the houses packed up in shulker boxes, let's fly back and start building. I took some screenshots while I was tearing the houses down as to try and make them identical to the originals. Now for the oh so fun challenge of getting the villagers in here. I think the easiest way is to just build a track all the way back to my villager breeder and push them in to the cave in minecarts. Honestly, it doesn't matter how good you think you are dealing with villagers, they somehow always end up being a pain in the ass. The guys look happy with their new home, so I think we'll call it here. Let's recap this project real quick. We started off collecting around 300,000 nether blocks. We covered this huge cave in them and built this beautiful village. Making this video took over 60 hours and this is the end product. I am pretty proud of it. If you're still here, I hope you enjoyed the video. Help the channel out by subscribing and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on the next video. See you guys next time.